Eat them.
Hey there, and welcome to Game Snacks, where we love retro games. I'm your host, Tommy Swags, and with me are the guys, Rickus and Toby. What's going on?
What's going on, Swags?
Oh, just that. You guys both flexing shit. Are you be flexing too?
I'm not flexing, I'm lounging. It's like hands behind the head.
I was flexing.
Ricky
I'm all
was flexing.
relaxed.
I went to the gym today.
Yeah.
I'm all like
Go to the gym one time, you're like, "Grrr."
loose. Yeah, Ricky did. Ricky went to the gym. I'm loosey goosey.
He's all like, yeah, guys, do you know which way it is to the gym? I don't know if you heard, but I did 1,000. Deep burn. Deep burn.
I would like to say your intro, by the way, was grade A.
Grade A for
Grade
ass or awesome?
For awesome.
Oh, thanks,
But
buddy.
you just did a Tommy Boy quote, and I'm wearing a Tommy Boy hat.
Oh, yeah, you got the Callaway hats.
Callahan.
Callahan,
Sir,
yeah.
Callahan Auto. Speaking of movies and being meh, we just got back from watching The Predator,
Ooh,
Yep.
which
how was it?
Ricky liked it less than me.
4 out of 10.
4 out of
See,
10.
I don't think Ricky just understands.
Oh, trust me.
I think he expects too much out of these movies.
I could see that. That seems like a
If
Ricky
you're going
thing.
to go pay for a movie, then
I didn't.
I mean,
I had A-list.
some people do. Some people do.
Yeah.
And if you're paying for the movie, I would say do not pay for it. Wait for it to come out on the streaming service.
Sure, but if you're into just fun, mindless action movies, like to me, this is for fans of like Fast and Furious or the original Predators. Predator has never. Ricky came out of it acting like the bar had been set high previously, but Predator has never. Predator has never been a highbrow
Yes, it
franchise.
has.
It has never been
It's
a good
so
movie.
iconic. But what they
Just
did,
because it's iconic doesn't mean the originals
what
were
they did that
good.
movie was they put a whole bunch of stupid one-liners that were forced, and the acting
Mhm.
was terrible. It got Olivia Munn in it.
Right. She was
Olivia-
awful. The worst parts of the movie were Olivia Munn. She should have died immediately.
Nope.
They had her play a biologist, which who in their right mind would look at Olivia Munn and be like, oh, yeah, you're a biologist.
She
And
knows
then all-
things about stuff.
Yeah. And then all of a sudden she starts like wielding machine guns and stuff like she knows how to use them, and which didn't make any sense. Then there were like alien dogs.
You know
that
what
were
the
kinda
best part of the
dumb.
movie was, Tommy? Is every scene someone came back with a different vehicle, and it was never explained.
It was Grand
They
Theft
eventually came
Auto.
back with a helicopter. They were on a
Nice.
farm.
So how was like Peel in it or Key?
He was hilarious.
He was
Yeah,
funny.
he's funny and everything.
There was a lot
So-
of funny moments in the movie, but basically to get back to it without Ricky interrupting me, is the movies have never been highbrow. They've always had terrible one-liners and bad dialogue. It's always been macho dudes just blowing up aliens that crashed on the planet. There's never been a good story.
Your argument has not swayed. me.
Zoolander is
Well,
an
so what
iconic comedy, but it's not a good movie.
You just gave it one less point now.
Huh.
3 out of 10.
So should I go see it?
Yeah, you would have fun. I think it's a fun
As
action
long
movie.
as you don't pay for it, using movie pass, you're fine.
Yeah, I mean, I personally wouldn't have paid to see it in theater if I didn't have A-list. But I'm just saying, there's people that pay to see Fast and Furious. I would never pay for Fast and Furious. But people
Those are
just
fun movies.
people like fun action movies. Not everything has to be Oscar worthy.
It doesn't have to be Oscar worthy. What I just wanted one-on-one, like a hero outwitting the Predator. It wasn't like that. It was a group effort.
Because it wasn't like one superhuman. It wasn't good.
Basically, since it wasn't Predator 1,
exactly.
Ricky didn't like it.
exactly.
It is the worst. You are the
Yeah,
worst
I
judge
thought
of movies in
Rodriguez
general.
Predator was
Go,
pretty good.
go see it. You'll see. You'll agree with me, Tommy. I know.
Robert Rodriguez
All right.
pretty good.
I'll
Are
go
you
see
kidding?
it.
You know the kind of movies Tommy likes.
I love all the
Tommy's
terrible
favorite
movies.
movie is Zoolander.
It's Tommy
he
Boy.
loves-
Zoolander's number 2.
Tommy loves action movies. You're gonna like it, Tommy.
I
It's gonna be
probably
great.
will.
There's lots of gore, tons of f-bombs
No-
that feel misplaced.
No boobies.
No, it
Zero.
was close.
You need some gratuitous nudity and a good action flick.
There was zero even sex appeal at all in there. Zero.
Oh man, damn.
It's just
no open button
it's just
shirts.
macho dudes being funny and
so it's pretty much like Us. Is that what that is?
Yeah.
Because Ricky's over there
too many
flexing.
dicks on the dance floor.
Too many dicks on the dance floor.
Many dicks.
Is this the broho ratio? Yeah.
Podcast, bro.
It was just the intro.
Yeah, whatever. Let's go ahead. We've got a lot
for me. One, we would be on to the next.
We're gonna go ahead to part two. Part two. The quick bites, which this week is gonna be kind of the long bites, because we got a lot of stuff going on. So, guys, cue the music.
Quick bites.
Rickus has a few things that he kind of wants to share on this topic. So,
Tommy, don't you want to steal his stuff like you normally do?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, in other news, we're gonna go ahead and talk about my experience with the Call of Duty Black Ops 4 Blackout beta test.
Unbelievable! I did that, not you.
Yeah. So no, I only got to. I literally I dove in and I couldn't figure out how to pick up a gun or anything, and I died, and that was
it's the F key.
F key. All right. So Rickus, they just released it just for those pre-ordered. So I had a few beta codes, shared one with you.
So I was actually open beta.
Open beta. Well, that's weird. Why did they even send
open?
me?
Mine was. I didn't give you your key at all. It was actually on the Blizz client, and I downloaded it.
Weird.
Oh, I think only PC.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I played on the PC.
Which was weird, is because they were PC redemption codes for Blizzard.
No.
So I don't know. Whatever.
So what was your question? So guys.
Oh, go ahead and tell us about your experience.
It's a good.
Yeah.
No, okay. I loved it.
That sounded like a Rickus review.
That's what I was kind of expecting.
Rickus, you have 15 minutes to talk about this game. How did you feel?
Yes.
And that's it.
I literally used that expression. I was talking to my brother about Ricky's segments. And I was like, yeah, we allotted like 15 minutes to talk about something. He's like, it's good.
That is not
Rickus out.
I just say the main points. You guys like to
embellish. You're a storyteller. Tell us a story. Set us in the experience. That's what
I want to feel like I want
to know what it's like to play the game. Don't just tell me that it's a fun game, because that doesn't tell me shit. Tell me details, like what the gameplay was like, what it feel like, how'd you feel? Did it feel realistic? Did it just feel like playing Fortnite? What?
It felt really good. In fact, I liked it better than PUBG and then also Fortnite. I don't like Fortnite just for the fact of the building.
Yeah.
So this was a huge plus because of that. And for this game, it felt really good. Like when you get to pick up a gun or assault rifle, and you're going around and you're trying to kill people. It felt really good. Really solid game. The environment, the graphics looked awesome. I mean, it's pretty much you start out in a lobby and you wait for people to join. And when people join, then you get dropped out of like a helicopter or a plane, and then you skydive.
Was it a helicopter or a plane?
I don't remember. I think it was a helicopter for some reason.
I think it was. Yeah.
It was a helicopter. Yeah.
Just make it different.
Yeah, just to make it different. Why not? And it's pretty much the same thing. It's as the PUBG startup. Like you start off an area, and eventually the circles can get smaller and smaller to force people to fight.
How do they explain the circle in that game? Like Fortnite, it's like a storm or something that's closing in on you.
I think it's like a radiation or something like that.
Radiation.
I think that's because you hear them over the comms. I wasn't really paying attention.
I didn't make it that far into the game.
Oh, okay.
I died. Like I was in a fist fight.
Oh, were you? Okay.
And this guy found a gun, and I picked one up, and he picked one up, but I didn't know how to equip it or use it, so I just ran around in circles punching him.
Did you just play it one time and stop?
Yeah, I was like on my way. It was on my way to come see you guys in Nashville, and so I had like 10 minutes before I needed to leave, so I just popped on and played it. And
story, bro.
Yeah.
So anyway,
so what?
I'm not big in the battle royale games, so I didn't play a lot of PUBG. I didn't play a lot of Fortnite. But to me, I would actually spend money to buy this game.
Really?
So it was that fun.
And you're very anti Call of Duty.
I'm very anti Call of Duty. I'm only going to play this mode. I'm not going to go in there and play deathmatch. I'm only.
What
gonna
about
play
like zombies or something?
I can get behind that.
Yeah.
So,
or what about their new? Apparently, they have some bigger modes now in their regular game where they have medics and other things that are.
What was that game
more
you
tactical.
You played the heist game, didn't you?
yeah, so they have the heist mode, which everyone you could pick up health packs. So you had like a health bar, and you could heal yourself to kind of move up. So if you took a couple shots, you could go ahead pop a health pack. Now it took a few seconds to apply
it was like that,
and it was
Battle Royale,
gradual.
so you can heal too.
Yeah, so I imagine the battle royale isn't much different than like the normal game, other than the like grand scale of it. But
Right.
heist was just you had to go. It was a neutral objective, and you would run in, and you had to claim the like money bag, and then you had to get it to the extraction point. But since there was no respawns, if you killed the whole other team, you could take it and go and move on and win the round real quick. So, but I don't know. I've been a fan. I like that they're moving a little bit more slower paced, adding
I
health
like that.
packs and adding health meters too. I think
If you're doing the same type of genre over and over again for 10 plus years, it's time to do something different. It's getting something fresh.
And I think it's cool too that the map is like a conglomerate of different multiplayer maps they've had throughout their franchise.
It's really cool.
So that'd be fun just to explore the map and see things from other maps that you've played before. I watched a little bit of when I heard it was out. I just since I didn't pre-order it and there was no free beta on Xbox, I like looked up online to watch some videos, and I saw two kids playing duos together, and it looked pretty fun. Like if you're with a friend, like cooperating, and like one guy was driving the truck, the other guy was in the back, like shooting out of it, and it looked like they were kind of like scrambling to survive and coordinating and healed each other. So I don't like Battle Royale really by myself, but when we played Fortnite together, it was fun just to play together.
Right.
But I agree, I did not like the building aspect. So this seems like a game that might be fun for us to do like a squad.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
I agree.
Oh, I would totally be down for that.
Quick question, because I don't see the symbol on the screen. Is anyone recording?
God, you fucking knew.
Well, Tommy's recording video, right?
Nope.
Amateur hour.
Disgraceful.
Oh, great.
Yeah, way to
Is
go,
this
guys.
too long?
Hilarious. I went to that barcade thing. It was pretty freaking awesome. Like, you guys need to come in town and check it out. It was a lot of fun.
Was it Battle and Brew?
Yeah. So apparently it had closed down and like a while ago, and just recently reopened under new management. But it's like they've got consoles and PC set with like 25, 26-inch screens. So like they're big screens, and they're set like in rounds. So it's like a big round table back to back, like pretty cool little setup. It was like $7 an hour if you wanted to play solo, or you could rent a couch and play with friends for $13 an hour.
You said they're PCs though?
Yeah, they have PCs. There are people playing like World of Warcraft there. A lot of people playing ESO, Fortnite.
How much?
$7 an hour per hour.
What if you get a drink?
Well, they have a
You
bartender.
Just pay for the drink, right?
Yeah. Yeah, it's a restaurant and a game. So
That
it's just,
to me,
like,
It
so
would be worth it.
well, for me, it's just like it sounds like it'd be fun for like the couch mode. You know, N64s or consoles where you can play some couch co-op games with your friends, and you like want to get out of the house and go do something. That sounds like fun. But otherwise, it's like, why pay the money when I have consoles and PCs at home,
Right.
and then I can buy drinks?
Are these land party games?
some of them can. I mean, they just have a bunch of games. Basically, you go pick the game you want to play, and you go bring it over to the station. So it's, I mean, it's not a bad place at all. The full kitchen, full bar, liquor and beer. Were reasonably priced. Like, I think my beer was like $3. Dinner was like 12. So it wasn't super expensive. But you could go like with a group of friends and rent a couch, and 4 of you guys play for $13 an hour. You know, so that's affordable. But if you want a solo, solo station, it would just be like, I want to go play, try, couple hours. $7 an hour is not bad for entertainment. I mean, a
I
movie
mean, if
is
you
2
can't
hours
afford or
for
don't own the consoles,
right. And so like out here, the movies, like if you go at night, they're $15 a ticket for just a regular movie. So 2 hours is the equivalent of going to see a movie. But the whole layout was real cool. So I did meet up, and it was a board game night. So they had like a reserved area, and they were just playing a bunch of board games. But I had to leave early, so I didn't get to play.
Yeah, that sounds cool.
So,
that sounds much cooler than because a lot of the barcades around here, it's like come to our barcade, and then you go and there's like 2 cool arcade racks, and the rest are a bunch of old and like stupid games nobody wants to play.
Yeah, no, this place was
Pac-Man, cool.
Yeah. Now I was highly impressed. Like the whole scene was really, really cool.
And we need to go there when me and Steven come up or down.
Yeah.
Sucks that it's like almost an hour away, but it's all right. It's worth it. Everything's so far away from me, so it is. But in news that I like, Steven's, I know his topic is a little better. But they announced that they're bringing a whole bunch of Final Fantasy games multi-platform. So Twitch and Xbox are getting a bunch of the old Final Fantasy games.
Switch.
What did I say? Twitch.
Yeah.
Sorry, Switch.
Technically,
so, like,
Twitch would be getting them if somebody would choose to
like
stream
Final
it.
Fantasy 7. I don't know if they're putting 8, but 9, 10. A lot of the remastered editions are all going to be available for download. So that's cool that they're expanding that.
I'm kind of stoked that Crystal Chronicles is going to be on there because
that was a fun one
and actually enjoyed it. It's also multiplayer, I believe. Crystal Chronicles.
Yeah, it was like partial multiplayer. So like occasionally, like battles, a friend could take a controller and play, but like the main story, you played solo. So you could have a friend with you, which was pretty neat.
I wish they were bringing Tactics over because I enjoyed Final Fantasy Tactics.
That was such a fun game.
It's basically Final Fantasy's version of Fire Emblem.
Right. So that was pretty cool. I know we're going to talk about with the talking retro games during the main topic. Of course, we're going to talk some PS1 stuff with the announcement of the PS Classic. But Nintendo had some recent changes. So Toby, why don't we hear a little bit about that?
Well, Nintendo Online is now live.
Boo!
So if you're a Switch owner, you can sign up if you want. I've marked up. It's $20 for the year, $7.99 for 3 months, or $3.99 for a single month.
Not bad.
Or you can do, and that's just to one profile, like your Xbox.
So to add on to that, I did read this morning that if you don't cancel it, you have a free trial, but it will automatically renew, so you get charged.
If you do the free trial, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of
I already signed up for the thing. Or it's basically like your Xbox account. It's tied to one account, but they also offer for $34.99 a yearly family plan. And I'm not sure how many. I think it's maybe 3 profiles that can use it.
Oh, nice.
So multiple profiles can use it. My thoughts right now is unless you have like Mario Kart or Splatoon or something that's currently online that you've been playing online, unless you have a game that you've been playing online and want to continue playing online, I don't see a reason to sign up for it right now. You might as well wait until an online game comes out that you enjoy, because there's not a whole lot that it adds. But I mean, I got it because honestly, $20 for the year is nothing. I paid $20 a month for my AMC A-list. So
for whiskey.
Yeah, it's like, so $20 for the year is nothing, especially to get a better online service. Some of the other features is now Switch will have cloud saves, but there are stipulations to that. There's certain games that will not have cloud saves, Pokemon being one of them. They said, I believe part of the reasons for that is cheating, like being able to use your saves to share or duplicate Pokemon with other accounts or something like that. I don't know. Whatever. The majority of the games will have cloud saves, but you'll have to look into future games because they may not have it. And they also said that your cloud saves only exist while you have Nintendo Online. So if you cancel your subscription, all those save files will be erased. So keep that in mind. store your stuff on a flash drive, before you cancel your account.
Gotcha.
It's also going to include special offers and deals on Nintendo merchandise and voice chat, which is still on the smartphone. So we still don't have headsets. Tommy's stupid.
He is. He's so distracting all the time.
All he can do is make faces to himself.
I was keeping up with the chat group,
There, and so also included with it is they're going to have monthly retro games being released. So you'll get these games for free.
They are. Okay. That was going to be my question was, like Xbox Live and PS Plus, the big things that I love about those is to rack up. Like I've had so many games, there was a long period of time where I didn't touch my Xbox, so I wasn't claiming a lot of my games for gold, but I've got 250 games right now on my PlayStation profile. So
yeah,
that's awesome.
Sometimes
I'm not going to play them all, but
just
it's nice that I have them.
File, even if I don't think I'll play it, I'll just download it. But the thing is it's only NES games right now, so it's kind of cool. But honestly, NES is just so old that I don't really have any desire to play those games.
Right.
If it was more SNES stuff, I'd be more excited about that. But there's so many new games coming out that I don't really feel the need to go back and play these old games. But I guess one thing about NES games is they're almost arcadey back then. So they're so short. There's stuff you can just pick up and play a Mario level but right now, some of the better ones included on the list that you can play is the first Legend of Zelda, Mario Brothers 1 and 3, Ghosts and Goblins, Donkey Kong, Double Dragon, Ice Climbers, Dr. Mario. And then each month, it looks like they're going to release about 3 new ones. So some upcoming ones that look pretty cool are like Metroid and Ninja Gaiden.
Ooh.
So,
well, those are
that's
some good
basically
titles, but they're kind of lame that they're just doing just NES games. I feel like it's kind of a cop out, but it's at least something. It is a third
and that's
of the cost.
just now. Who knows? In the future, they may start to include SNES or 64 GameCube stuff as this service has been out for a while and they start running out of titles to release for NES. Because I'm sure most of the NES titles are going to be Nintendo licensed games and not third parties.
Sure.
Yeah, definitely.
Let's see. We also got Disney announced that they're going to take a step back from making Star Wars movies. So they're going to let the franchise breathe a little bit rather than put a whole bunch of Star Wars.
So they're not going to marvel us with Star Wars.
Well, Marvel, they did it right. So
they didn't super saturate the market.
No, they didn't.
Wow, with 4 movies
5
a
to
year.
6 movies a year.
That's why it's one of the highest grossing right now. Listen, anyways, there wasn't for you to tap on that. Okay. Marvel Studios will get a hold of X-Men, and Kevin Feige will helm it once the merger goes through with Fox.
Nice. Maybe we'll get a good X-Men movie, aside from Logan, which is the best of all the X-Men related movies.
I would have to agree. Space Jam's getting a sequel. Ryan Coogler, who directed Black Panther, is going to be directing it. Don't look at me, I didn't make it. Captain Marvel trailer is out, so if you're into Captain Marvel,
this is like movie snacks.
I haven't seen the Captain
Shadows
Marvel
of the Tomb Raider is out. It came out on the 14th, so if you haven't got it, go and buy it because sales are down.
I'm gonna get it.
Steve's gonna buy it.
Toby's gonna buy it. I'm gonna try to rent it.
Mm-hmm. And I know these last 2 ones are still movies and TV shows. I don't care. That's my part. We got a live action Avatar coming out. So if you were a fan of the Nickelodeon show, this live action, and I think that's it. Yep,
so,
that's it.
All right. So are you guys good? Can we go on to the main course?
Now for the main course.
Let's discuss this whole. So the top today, PlayStation 1, right? So they announced that they're taking pre-order started today.
PlayStation 1 Mini.
It's the classic.
Classic.
Why are you shaking your head no, Ricky?
Just want to disagree.
It's true. I read it on the internet, so it has to be true.
Once again, Sony's riding on the coattails of Nintendo's ideas.
Yeah, it's true.
Like back in the day when the Wii came out, then Sony's like, ooh, motion controls are popular. We're going to make our stupid wands. And now they're like, Nintendo's making a bunch of money re-releasing their old consoles. let's do the same thing.
Yeah. So my only concern with this is they're announcing that's going to have 20 titles on it. And then of the 20, they've only really announced like 3. So
Really?
it's been...
What 3 did they announce?
I forget the third one. It was Final Fantasy VII. And then they have the Shibby. Wild Arms.
Not prepared.
Sorry. It was Wild Arms. And then...
Another RPG.
Tekken 3 are the ones that are confirmed. So yeah, 2 JRPGs and then a fighting game. So I feel like that's kind of crappy that they're throwing out like only 3 titles and it's pre-order. So it's coming out $100, which is a little bit above where the Nintendos were. Granted, like the content.
I thought they were at $100 too.
The SNES
$80.
The SNES I bought for $90. So it was $80 plus tax. So, yeah, so a little bit more expensive than the Nintendo ones. And you have to, it says it's not coming with an HDMI cable, so you have to provide your own. Something like that.
What's the price?
$100. So I don't know. I just thought it was feels kind of like they're just cheapening it a little bit.
Everybody has HDMI cables now. Everybody.
Yeah. So
they're trying to save money, but
okay. They did announce 2 more titles: Jumping Flash and Ridge Racer Type 4.
Okay,
so,
still nothing has sold me yet.
Right.
I talked to Ricky about a little bit about.
My apologies. The AC adapter is sold separately. Is what it says.
Oh, the power.
Are you kidding me?
So you don't have power? They're selling it without power?
You're reading that wrong. Come on.
This is from PlayStation.com's blog. At the bottom, it's an asterisk. It says AC adapter sold separately.
What? You sell a console without power?
I don't know if it just doesn't mean because it has a USB port. So I wonder if you need to find some other form it might charge. You might just need your own charging block or something. I don't know. They don't have that much information out. It says
but they're already trying to sell pre-orders.
Yeah, pre-orders started today. They're trying to sell 100 million copies or 100 million units, and it seems very underdone for them to then just go ahead and add 2 more games today. But
I was talking to Rickus about these things, and kind of how I feel about it is, of course. I mean, we're going to go into this in a second and talk about our dream lineup because we all have nostalgia for older consoles and older games that we grew up playing. But as far as purchasing these things to play, I can totally get on board with SNES because those games, that 16-bit era, that pixel art looked amazing back then. It holds up today as well. You play A Link to the Past and it looks just as good as it did no matter what TV that you were on. It just always looks good. NES, 8-bit, not so much, as a little pixely. But once we start getting into the N64 PS1 era where it's the beginnings of 3D graphics,
right?
I just don't feel like those games hold up. It's I love N64. I'll go back and play a game every once in a while, but it's hard to because it's the controls back then in the 3D space were super clunky, especially PS1. The way their graphics work, there was a lot of things where you'd see splits. There'd be gaps between the
it's all over Final Fantasy VII. Half the time the characters just had eyes, no mouths or anything.
Yeah, so it's that era. I don't see the desire to go back and really play all those games. It's if I'm going to play a 3D game, I'd rather play something modern that looks amazing. And I'll still go back and play some of these games for nostalgia's purpose, but I can't see wanting to spend $100 on something to revisit it.
I just real quick, I want to say, because I'm not sure how long my aunt and uncle are watching, but hi, Uncle Freddie, and hi, Aunt Valerie.
Hi, Uncle Freddie.
Yeah, and so Ethan's showing them the stream right now.
Okay.
But I agree with you, Toby. Any of the consoles, I'm never going to go back and buy them. It's just something that's not appealing to me.
I would with the SNES. A lot of those games are great, and like I said, it still holds up because of what they are, a 2D game platforming, whatever.
I'd rather just buy them
it's
on
just
if I had a Switch, I'd rather just buy them on there. I don't need to buy.
But what I'm saying is, right now they're not available on Switch.
Not yet.
Not yet.
Yeah.
So you're assuming that it will be available.
But is there really a high demand for it?
Clearly, they sold out of the NES and they sold out.
So the NES one was just okay. They did much better with the Super Nintendo one. That one I go back and play quite a bit, and it came with 2 controllers, which was awesome. And it had a lot better titles that I liked more than the NES one.
Yeah, like Super Metroid, Link to the Past, that kind of stuff.
Right, and so they're leading off with a few. Like I played Wild Arms. It was a fantastic RPG. It was so much fun. And then of course, I think with a lot of the pressure of waiting for that Final Fantasy VII remake to come out, that I think that's why they put Final Fantasy VII on this, because I feel like it's come out. It's already on PSN. It's tough because it's
that
like
a reason
all these...
to buy this, because Final Fantasy VII is now coming to Xbox and Switch,
right? Which is a little weird, I think, for the whole push for this console, because you already have it for PSN, and so I've already got it on my PS4 that I can play. I could have played it on my Vita, and so it just doesn't seem like it seems like overdone. Like X on the Nintendo. Yeah, I guess you could rebuy a lot of those games, but I don't know. If I would have done that, I wouldn't have done that. Like,
what it is that they're just trying to make off of nostalgia, because it's like, well, and that nostalgia right now is a fad. It's like anything else. It's like the Battle Royale. Battle Royale's popular. Everybody's doing their version. It's like with movies. Somebody makes comic book movie. Everybody wants to make a comic book movie. So now it's like, basically, they see that Nintendo's racking it with the classic consoles. All these remasters are coming out and being super successful. They did the Crash Bandicoot. They're doing Spyro, like Shadow of the Colossus. Like we're doing a Resident Evil 2 remake. All these, and especially right now in pop culture in general, like 80s and 90s pop culture is having this huge resurgence. So I really just feel it's Sony's way of just being like, hey, we're just trying to make a quick buck off of the popularity of nostalgia right now. So
I for one, I'm not buying into it.
Yeah, I think I'm going to pass on this one. It would have, mostly to the point that Toby made, going back and playing those games, no matter how fun they were at the time, they're an eyesore, most of them. But it just, I think, it's a money grab too, because a lot of these games you get on PS Now, or I think is that what it's called there, where you can like their Game Pass or whatever. So a lot of these games you can already get on that. So it is double dipping a lot into the same pool of games. So I think that's maybe why they haven't released all the titles for it. But kind of ties into the next segment. If we were to get this, I want to hear like some games that you guys would love to see on it, and then after that we'll talk about our top 5 favorite PS1 games, just to kind of hit on the nostalgia piece, because it was such like a major console, and there were a million things that came out for it, and a lot of genres really started from there too, I thought. So let's create the official Game Snacks PS1 Classic coming out in November. So everybody listening, this will be available for pre-order. Go ahead and send us your money now. Yep. There should be a link at the bottom for donations. We
have a direct line with Sony, so we'll be pitching them.
Yeah, this is actually just like a focus group for what's really going to be there.
So that's what it is.
Yeah.
So Rickus, kick it off. Like, what's one game, the first game you'd want on there?
If I'm saying this right, is it Papa Rapper?
Paw Rapper the Rapper.
Paw Rapper the Rapper. I couldn't remember.
Oh, shit.
Yes.
That's classic.
It was fun. I remember that game.
It's one of the first like rhythm music games.
Yeah.
I love music. I bought this. I buy like all the mobile music rhythm games all the time. You ever play Groove Coaster on there?
No.
But it's something
like play mobile games.
Yeah, but
too good for them.
Papa the Rap. Wait,
Punch.
That's what.
Kick.
Yeah.
Punch, kick.
Yeah, it was really fun.
The Sensei guy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That was actually I think the PSN had that as a free game of the month.
Really?
Yeah.
I downloaded the Rapper.
All I know is I remember that you play a dog. He wears a beanie.
Yeah.
And he was really cool looking. And you just punch and kick.
And there was the Sensei was like an onion with a mustache.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, there was different people you rapped with and had rap battles. Dude, that's so classic. I remember I was like, what the hell is this game?
Nice.
Tommy?
Tony Hawk Pro Skater.
Nice.
That
One or
game.
two?
Probably the first one. I remember mostly like when I first got it, like those PlayStation demo discs.
Yeah.
Like from Pizza Hut. Dude, I tore up some Tony Hawk Pro Skater.
Yeah, I only played the second one from one of those Pizza Hut demos, and they had that one level. I think I used to play it on Andrew's PS1.
In the warehouse.
And that's how I felt about Goldfinger.
Then maybe it was too.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, because they put this soundtrack. I think it was part 2, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Goldfinger was the first or second one. Good.
Nothing. I was just going to say, I'm glad you said that. That was on my honorable mention.
Yeah, that's really good. I remember playing the game a lot.
Yeah.
The game
terrible at skateboarding, but that was so much fun.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well, I mean, there was like no real physics to it. You could go down and do like a 30 spin and then go down
and then not hurt yourself.
Fun.
Yeah,
it was realistic. Then people would like. I tried playing skate and these realistic skaters, and I'm just like, that's how I am with racing games. I don't want like realistic physics. I want a banana and then throw it under your wheels. One of my top 5 was Twisted Metal 2.
Oh dang, that was on mine too.
I forgot that one. Oh my gosh!
How'd you forget that one?
I used to play a game. I don't know. I have a whole bunch of RPGs in my head.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, there were so many. It was like the era of JRPGs. It way outdid SNES.
Yeah.
The console of that. Yeah, Twisted Metal. That was probably the game I played most on the original PlayStation. Twisted Metal 2 was the best one.
Yeah. It was Twisted Metal 2. I used to play that game forever. Ooh. My favorite character was Twister.
Yeah.
I played Twister a lot. And then I just used the regular ammo and tear people down because she was so fast. But her ult was her spinning move was kind of hard to control. So I just give people missiles and stuff like that.
Yeah, her ultimate was hard to control. I was either Spectre or Thumper.
Spectre was good. Oh, Thumper was my second favorite.
Yeah, that was fun where you could like shoot the ice or jump. You had all those little like secret button combinations.
And the like bonus rooms and the levels you'd like blow up. Remember, you'd always try to blow up the Eiffel Tower.
Yeah.
And then like get the bridge off of it and stuff.
Good. All right, Rickus, what do you got?
My number 4, which I'm not sure if any of y'all heard this, but it's a JRPG, and it's called Lunar Silver Star Story. And it was really, to me, it was a very linear game.
But really wanted to play that. I know, like you guys and Paul absolutely loved it. Yeah,
it was really fun. The story was really good. And instead of doing CGI for like the cutscenes, they actually have like little anime clips in throughout the game. So when you got to a certain part, anime clip, but then the voice acting there, like these like professional singers come in. It was really awesome. And,
nice.
The ending was just very sad and it just got all the feels, man. But I love that game.
All the feels.
That was one thing that was nice about the PlayStation having CD and stuff is they could have the video cutscenes and stuff.
Yep.
Whereas the N64 cutscenes was always gameplay graphics.
Yeah, that's true. Very true.
They couldn't have cinematics and things.
Yeah, if you like JRPG style, which I know you do, I don't know if there's going to be any ported ones or anything.
Was it in Japanese or was it?
Yeah, it was American.
English? Okay. Yeah, I wonder if it's on PSN or something because I remember you guys played that series and I remember like Paul obsessing over it.
It was David.
David? I know Paul played it too, though.
Paul played it, but David obsessed over it. He like really obsessed. He played the game over and over again.
Yeah.
But that was my number 4.
My number 2 or 4, I guess. Yeah, so we're counting down. Jet Moto 2.
Dude, Jet Moto.
That was on my list.
That one, so I remember. That was. I mean, you got some. It was just like riding on like jet skis, pretty much all over the place. But you go in like space, like you go everywhere, and you could do tricks and stuff like that. And I just remember us dumping like a shit ton of time into it, and just
it's kind of like F-Zero, PlayStation's version of F-Zero.
Right. So I thought it was cool. I mean, you had like similar stats. Like if you had like the heavier one, it might like go faster long term, but it would start slower. So if you crashed, it was harder to recover, and just all the really creative levels. I thought it was a lot of fun. I know we all played it a whole bunch together too.
It was either 2-player or like time trials and stuff.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So that was mine.
I think that was one of the earlier games on that system.
Yeah, I would say so too.
One of my favorites that not a lot of people know about, but I was introduced to again on one of those demo discs that Tommy had. Because my experience with PlayStation 1 was playing at friend's house. I was either at Tommy's house, Andrew's house, or
John
Vickery. Yeah. And so, Tommy, you had a bunch of those demo discs, but Medieval, I loved that game.
Oh, yeah.
It was like the action adventure game where you were like that skeleton in the knight's armor. And it was very kind of like Tim Burton-y, and you'd walk around like in these graveyards and fight zombies and witches and stuff. And I don't know, I just loved back in the day that all those like just fun action adventure kind of cartoony games.
Yeah.
But I liked Medieval because it was that type of game, but with like kind of a darker look to it. And like I said, the Tim Burton kind of art, and the soundtrack was really cool. Like it's creepy, and he was funny. Oh, damn it!
I know.
Video was the worst idea
just
for this
stare
podcast.
right at me every time, and I love it. Love it.
The video was the worst idea for this podcast.
He's so narcissistic.
Yeah, as I'm staring into the camera right into your eyes.
Number 3, Ricky.
Is it me already? All right. What was it? I'm debating to switch this around, but I'll just say it anyways. Resident Evil, the first one.
Okay.
It was one of my, I think, if not probably the first game that ever really scared me was that game, and mixed in with puzzles and the typewriters and the
typewriters.
Yep. It was really scary, and it just blew my mind. The game actually scared me.
Yeah.
And so
I was late to the first one.
Were you?
But I did eventually get around to it.
Yep. I mean, if I could go back and play, I probably would actually download or buy it if it was like $5-10 just to replay, see what it's like.
Yeah.
It's probably be clunky as hell.
I have it. You can play it.
Do you really? On what?
Or I think I have the remastered.
Okay.
That one that they did that had the better graphics for GameCube.
Yeah, definitely. I'll just try it out.
Yeah.
Swags.
You guys ready for this?
Yeah.
No.
No. Final Fantasy 8.
8? Come on. That was the worst one.
A lot of people liked 8.
I know, I didn't like 8.
Very, very underrated. It
was not underrated. It was perfectly rated fine.
It's, I don't know. The thing I liked about it is that it finally added like a new element to turn-based combat. So it was the first one of the JRPGs that had like, you had to do timing. So you had like the gun blade. So if you wanted to get like bonus damage, you had to time, like hit the trigger at the right time. If you wanted to use your summons, you had to like smash, like I remember like hitting the square button 1 billion different times to boost its power to make it stronger.
I remember you playing that with the gun blade. As soon as you said gun blade, I'm like, okay.
It was definitely, it doesn't compare, of course, to Final Fantasy VII, but it looked a lot better. I think it was really underrated. I had a lot of fun with it. Had like these areas, like, because you had like you had a flying ship like you get in all of the games, but one of the things I thought was really cool is if you wanted to kind of like master complete it, they had these 2 islands, like island furthest from hell and like furthest from heaven, or closest to heaven, closest to hell, and they would have just like ridiculous random like level 99 bad guys, so you could go through and like really push to level your characters up and just max everything out. So I thought that was kind of a fun touch, but they haven't put that out on like a remaster or anything yet. So I think it's a little more of the underrated ones, but I had a lot of fun with it.
I've heard a lot that Final Fantasy VII is kind of overrated. Like people have a lot of nostalgia for that game, but a lot of things that I've read, like from people who are Final Fantasy fans, say that it's really not that great of a game. It just came out at a time with its graphics and certain things about it. It was one of the
first like full 3D games that had by far the best graphics of any game out at the time. The story is really good. Like they said the story is ridiculous. If you go back and look at it, they're like the story doesn't make any sense. Not too much, but it's the
Get
character
reluctant.
development is so good. Like you get so attached to the characters. Like everyone, like Sephiroth, he's not in that one.
You said Final Fantasy 8.
I said I'm talking about 7 being overrated.
7? Oh, you're overrated. I was agreeing with you.
Sephiroth is like I don't. Everyone
Well,
says like
people
Sin
say
is the
that
best bad
It's
guy,
just like people
but
have
Sephiroth is the
over
greatest
nostalgia
bad
for
guy.
it, that
Period.
It's not actually as good as they remembered it.
I see what you're saying. Okay.
Yeah.
But
So
before we go
that's
on
mine.
to yours, let's of the people in the chat, if you're listening or watching, what is your ultimate list for PlayStation?
Yeah.
But
we're
don't
not gonna
take
wait
any
for
of
it.
ours though.
Yeah, ours.
Like
You got to
Like,
come up with
don't-
unique games.
yeah, unique games. In the games that I pick can only be my favorite.
Ethan agrees with Tommy. He loves Final Fantasy 8. And hi, Uncle Valerie.
Uncle Valerie.
Uncle Valerie.
Uncle Freddie and Valerie. Because now
yeah.
they're actually watching.
Oh, okay.
Ethan has good taste on games. So,
Does he?
so my number 3 is Tomb Raider 2.
Ooh, that's a good
Ooh,
one.
Okay.
Classic Tomb Raider.
I figured Tomb Raider was going to make an appearance from you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and especially since I've been into the reboots recently, but the second one, I think, really stood out to me because I'm pretty sure that's the one that had more of the underwater exploration.
Mhm.
And do you remember the level where you had to swim from underwater from one spot to another, and there were the sharks that would come after you? It was so tense. I used to get so like freaked out because I'm like trying to swim and I'm in my scuba gear. The sharks would chase you.
Mhm.
And you're just like, oh god, it's like instant death that they get you.
I only
never
played the first one.
I only played the first one,
Same
and
here.
I was just trying to see her naked the whole time.
Yeah, I remember the game. One of the video game magazines, John Vickery read they had the cheat, but nobody could figure it out because he had to jump up on a statue, spin around 3 times, but it was so hard
Steven
to jump
still
on the statue.
memorizes it.
Yeah, and when you got on it, when you tried to turn, controls were so clunky you would always fall off
Mhm.
before you could rotate. But
So
it was just
basically, it was a myth, and no one could ever do it. That's basically what that is.
No, but the funny thing is even if you did, PlayStation 1 graphics were so terrible, it'd be flesh colored
We were
cones.
kids. When did PlayStation come out? 1999?
Yeah.
That was 19.
I know.
Come on, we were kids.
Yeah.
Boobs. But anyways, the Tomb Raider franchise I've always liked. I've liked the exploration,
I didn't like
the
it.
platforming.
It just wasn't something I got a hold of or couldn't.
I liked it because it was like an Indiana Jones game, kind of and the only
It's
really
like the
Indiana
female
Jones.
Harrison Ford.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the only Indiana Jones games were very they were those Telltale games. They're kind of story driven. So to have a game where you could go around, get attacked by tigers and shoot people.
Yeah.
Whatever.
All right, Rickus, what's yours?
My number
2.
two. It's another toss up because
There's so many great games.
JRPGs on my
Yeah.
list. which
Just-
is surprising.
Just do them, man.
Legend of Dragoon. Remember that one, Tommy?
I didn't play that one, but I
Did
do
you play
remember.
that one?
I did not play JRPGs as a kid.
Oh, okay.
I did
Well,
not
then-
like reading.
Okay. Well, then this one was pretty fun because did have a turn based. But it had a little bit of an element to it, timing as well. So when you attacked, you had to get the timing just right, or you didn't get landing crits and stuff like
Mm.
that. Story was really cool.
All about them crits.
All about them crits, bro. But he had this giant sword, kind of like Final Fantasy 7, but it was just a little different because of that timing element just makes it really more engaging rather than you just click, okay, you go do a fire attack. This one, you make sure you're on point.
Kind of like Final Fantasy VIII, right? What
Right.
Tommy said.
Yeah.
What the bleep? Are you still my game, bro?
It's all about that timing.
Did you not hear about what I said and my whole
No.
thing?
Ricky
Yeah.
doesn't pay attention.
I
when
know
we
I don't
talk.
like Final Fantasy VIII. I just joking.
Yeah.
Well, I never played that. I'd say I would check it out, but I'm probably not.
Probably not.
Maybe I'll watch a video on it.
Probably won't.
So my number 2 is Castlevania Symphony of the Night.
Oh no!
Nice.
Yeah, and they're about to do a remake or a re-release of it too. So I'm pretty excited about that. But
Was that 3D or side scrolling?
side scrolling? But it was the first one that was had a lot of RPG elements. You could go loot extra gear. They had shops so you could buy stuff, and then you could unlock all your different like special moves, and then once you beat the game and you completed 100%, they unlocked like upside down world. Yeah, and so you went through it, and I was almost a completionist in that game, but when you died, like it was like whoa, game over, and like a cow skull would pop up on the screen with rosary beads, and my mom was like, "That game's evil," and threw it away, and I didn't get to finish it.
Did you do that with Dungeon Keeper too?
Yeah, for PC.
But yet she lets you play Diablo.
Well, I convinced her I was killing demons, so that helped.
Well, you are, but
yeah.
True.
So, yeah, Dungeon Keeper.
Fine.
No, Dungeon Keeper had lots of little like nudity things and stuff like that, so wasn't appropriate for a kid. Womp womp.
Wah, wah. It's a solid pick.
It's not actually.
It was such
I would prefer Castlevania and SNES, but anyways,
that one was good. But we're not talking SNES.
My number 2.
Could you let Sony have one thing, bro?
No, is Resident Evil 2.
Huh.
Yeah, I mean, Ricky had already said Resident Evil, but I'm a horror fan,
the first one.
and PlayStation was the place where Resident Evil originated. So Resident Evil 2, I think, was the strongest of the older games. So I would like to see that pop up on the PlayStation Classic.
Even though they're coming out with the remastered edition?
I'm probably not going to buy the PlayStation Classic, but if the Game Snacks PlayStation Classic came out, it has to have Resident Evil 2 on it.
Okay.
And I would buy it.
Gotcha. All right.
Yeah.
All right. If we're going to talk about my number
1.
Okay. My number 1, since you mentioned it, brought back a lot of memories. So this is going to take my number 1 spot. It just has to. Which is Twisted Metal 2.
Number 1? Nice.
Number 1. It just has to be. It was one of my favorite games of all time on the PlayStation. Lost so many days and hours. Love it. Love the dark endings you got because Calypso would trick you because he
like endings basically.
Yeah, he tricked everybody. No matter what your wish was, it somehow was terrible.
Yeah. The guys who played in the monster truck, what were their names? But he tricked them like they wanted to fly, so they jumped off the building and they killed themselves when he handed out, oh, here's your tickets if you wanted to fly, and it was a point ticket. Yeah. And then Spectre, he wanted to be famous because he was very conceited, and he wanted to be known throughout the whole world or seen throughout the world. So Calypso just stretched his face into the sky.
Yeah.
So he's just one of those evil dicks.
Yeah. Exactly. Those were always funny.
And who can forget Sweet Tooth?
Sweet Tooth.
That thing was so creepy.
I'm pretty sure I used that soundbite in one of our episodes.
I know, but I just dreaded when I got chased by him because he was hard. If you thought him as AI, he would kill you, man.
Yeah, the stupid bouncy ice cream bombs and Minion.
Yep.
There was a cheat code.
Oh yeah,
Minion.
Yeah, he was like the tank.
Yeah, he was. Yep.
And that was back in the day. It's funny we're talking about all these PlayStation games. This was kind of that era. I was listening to Kind of Funny Games this week, and they were talking about cheat codes and glitches.
I missed that stuff.
And it's just like, that was back in the day. Like, there were cheat codes for Twisted Metal 2. Like, you could get infinite ammo, and like, you could get the cheat code to be Minion or Sweet Tooth. And
right. We used to sell like these Game
Genie.
And they would work most of the time, but then they really just mess up everything because the game would be so glitched out. It's like, we're not supposed to be doing this.
Yeah. Right. Well, it basically go in and like change code.
Yeah, it's basically what it did. It was basically like a virus.
Yeah. Game Genie.
Man, good times.
Yep.
Tommy, what's your number 1?
Oh, you guys know it. It's Final Fantasy 7. It's got,
Final Fantasy games on here.
I know, because that was like my whole life was JRPGs on there, and
you didn't even Wild Arms it, or
no? It like Wild Arms was fun. Like I played 1, 2, and 3 of it, but
I never liked Wild Arms.
The stories weren't like, honestly, like I couldn't tell you anything about the stories. Like they weren't memorable. They were fun, but it just, nothing stuck. Like you had Breath of Fire 3 was on there. That one was all right. Just the Final Fantasies, like PS1, PS2, Final Fantasy, that was like their lifeblood. The earlier ones, SNES, they were great too, but they really branched out. And when the new Final Fantasy game came out, it was always like, oh, it's going to be the best graphical game. It's going to have a great story. It's going to have a lot of time to finish it. But still, Cloud and Sephiroth, man, two of my favorites.
Dude, the soundtrack of that game, I love it, man.
The sound is phenomenal. But I just love that, like Sephiroth was like Cloud's mentor. And so as we, it's such a good story. Granted, yeah, there's parts of it that doesn't really make sense on why things were the way they were, whatever. But coming back, it's still my favorite, hands down. It was the game that I got with my PS1. That was it. I opened it up on Christmas and changed my life.
Yeah.
Did you guys have any even though it was top 5, did you guys have any honorable mentions that you?
I mean, I had my
Spyro.
number 1,
Spyro.
Oh,
did you not go?
Oh, that's right.
You're the one who jumped on topic of other stuff. So go ahead, finish us up, Tobes.
Well, you all know what my number 1 is.
Silent Hill.
Yes.
Yeah, I figured.
It's got to be on there. The creepiest game ever made.
Mm-hmm.
And the first one is almost creepier because the graphics are so bad that you can't be anything.
I remember watching one of Ricky's brothers play through that game. I didn't play it.
Yeah. The footsteps in the first one are so funny sounding. It sounds like he's walking on with tap shoes on or something. It's click, 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 click.
Justin said his game for PlayStation was Legend of Dragoon.
Yeah.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
That's probably just because you're elated.
Yeah.
Probably because we had the same system and the same games in one house, so it makes sense.
Yeah.
Take turns. I've got an honorable mention. Ricky said Spyro, which I think is that was a lot of fun.
Honorable mention.
I would say the Chrono Trigger remaster, or not remaster, but remake. They it came out with Final Fantasy IV on separate discs.
Oh,
so it was they did a lot of combos of porting SNES games to the PS1. But kind of to Ricky's point when he was talking about Legend of Dragoon, I think, is the cutscenes were all anime style. So because the Super Nintendo game didn't have that, you didn't really have all that stuff. So they added a full anime story into the Chrono Trigger game from when they put it to the PS1. So you had all these extra little deals, and then the nice thing was, since you could save multiple files, you could go back in, and then you had a special anime cutscene for all 9 endings. Because you, depending upon what timeline you beat the game and who was in your party, you could get a separate ending.
Speaking of disc, you remember for PlayStation when you got to a certain point, because insert disc 2?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh man, when that would screw you up on a game.
Yeah. It wasn't Final Fantasy 7.3 disc?
Multiple games. Yeah.
Hold
on just a second, guys. I'll be right back. Banter for a second.
Banter.
I think Tommy's got a case of the
Are you kidding me?
Or something.
Are you kidding me?
I don't know. I was going to say, what about Metal Gear? Nobody brought up Metal Gear.
Oh, I could never get into that. I couldn't. I didn't like the character Solid Snake. I just didn't like him.
I liked the first, the PS1. I liked that one because I feel like the first ones were a little bit closer to Splinter Cell, where yes, they had their crazy ridiculousness in it, but it was a little bit more grounded, just kind of like a straight up stealth game. It was after that I kind of fell off of Metal Gear, where it got just too weird with people with superpowers and stuff like that.
I couldn't get into it. Just about one of the very first levels, you under a box, and then you have a trained soldier on a boat. You notice the box slowly getting closer to him, and he doesn't do anything. Come on.
Yeah. I don't know. I've just always liked stealth games, so the first one was fun as much as it didn't make sense. But then the ones after that. Also, I don't know if you ever played it, but I used to play with Andrew a lot. It was fun. It was called Siphon Filter.
Oh yeah, that was a good one.
It was like a tactical military game. Yeah, like a stun gun, and that I remember that gun the most because it kind of looked like a laser and shoot this green line out the front and zap people. It made me think of Rainbow Six, Rogue Squadron or Rogue What was it? Rainbow Six Rogue something. It was a.
Is it Vegas?
No, it was back. I played it on the PC a lot, but it came out for the PlayStation 1. But it was a Rainbow Six game. And I thought it was like Rogue something. But maybe it was Red. I don't know.
You're losing me. I don't know.
But it's one of the first Rainbow Six games, and it was just cool. I remember the level I played the most was the Air Force One level, where you'd go on and you had to clear out the enemies. Because we would play this like, it wasn't like multiplayer.
Justin's saying Rogue Warrior.
Yeah, that could be it.
Okay.
Rainbow Six Rogue Warrior.
Yep.
Yeah, and you had the missions where it was called the terrorist hunt, where they were bonus missions. It was outside of the game, and it was almost like doing a bots on on Perfect Dark or something, where they send you in a level. There were so many bad guy AIs, and you had to clear them out without getting spotted or killed. If you got killed, then it was game over.
There's another game that Justin could probably relate to this too. We had Gran Turismo 2 in the house. We played that a lot. My brother Matthew played that forever. And
that was a popular game. I didn't like it because it was realistic. I would just spin out the whole time and crash into the walls. Well, speaking of cartoony racers, they had Sony came out with their version of Mario Kart, the Crash Bandicoot Racing.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
That was actually pretty fun. Get rockets and different things.
Why don't we use this time to ask the chat what their games are?
Yeah. Did anybody else? I was going to ask.
Justin, TJ, Ethan, you guys watching? So what games are you guys into? For the
Rogue Warrior was a terrible game.
It was not a terrible game.
What is this, amateur hour, bro?
It is, man.
Yeah, who leaves in the middle of a podcast?
Sorry, dude. Had to go.
You had the squirts?
Yeah, man.
Are you kidding me? That's what it was? You were the worst. Oh, my God.
No, it wasn't, but... So, yeah. Chrono Trigger is where I was at.
Justin drove the NSX and Rogue Spear. That's what he said.
Rogue Spear.
Rogue Spear.
Rogue Spear. Rainbow Six Rogue Spear.
Oh, yeah. I played that mostly on PC, though.
Yeah, same here.
I was pretty OP in that game, but...
I'm pretty sure you died the whole time.
No, I didn't, man. Right. I was in a super good clan.
Bro, you were in a clan, bro.
Yeah,
huh?
Man. We used MSN Messenger.
Did it have 3 initials to that clan?
Probably BSJ. Ballsack Jams. But no, let's go ahead. Did you? I guess we go on, move to the next segment. Did we have any Overwatch League updates?
There's nothing.
Nothing. So
based on the Game Snacks official PS1 Classic, would anybody purchase our Classic? Would that game line?
I would purchase our Classic.
I would too.
Definitely.
Would that game line up for $100?
For $100, worth it. Sold. Stamp of approval.
Chuckle said he'll buy 3 of them.
And he's actually. I just got an alert. He actually sent us a $300 donation.
What?
For it. So.
What if we don't use the funds for that purpose?
Chuckles lies. He would buy 1 of them.
We're using it for hookers and coke.
I think Justin, you got the wrong games, buddy. Where's PlayStation 1, not 64. He said Mario Kart, GoldenEye, Perfect Dark.
Is it free? Your brother's
wrong console, bro.
Wrong console, bro.
But hey, if those games were on the PS1 Classic, I'd buy it. And TJ, why don't you spend $300 to buy a Switch?
Yeah. Ooh. And then you can lose to us in Smash Bros.
Oh yeah, can't wait for Smash Bros. So I guess we're on to Snack of the Week then.
Snack of the Week. Ooh, I can go with my new wing of the week.
No, I'll go first. Okay. So I got home tonight and Kim had dinner ready for me.
Whoa, I'm so proud of her.
Right? Mm-hmm. Okay, so we had roasted Brussels sprouts, right? Seasoned with salt and pepper.
All right.
Right? And then I thought I had mashed potatoes, right?
Ooh.
But I was wrong. It was cauliflower made to look like mashed potatoes. Okay, I don't know how she did it or what she did, but
I enjoy
that's pretty easy to
cauliflower
do.
mash.
is that what it is? Okay. So then, and I had steak with white cheddar.
White
and-
cheddar.
White
Racist?
cheddar. And it had onion crisp on it
Mm-hmm.
and sauteed onions.
Mm-hmm.
And the sauce, I forget what sauce it was, but then all that mixed together, it was so savory and so good. And I ate it all.
Savory.
Whoa. Savory.
Savory?
That was a big word for you.
Savory. Go with your wing, you dummy.
No, I didn't have wings. Clearly I've been on the smoking kick. I smoke all kinds of meat. So this weekend was smoked barbecue ribs. I don't know. I ate it for 4 days. We had so much leftovers, and it was so freaking good, so juicy, just slid right off the bone. It was nice and it had a good dry rub on it. Basically the hashtag dry rub of the week. So yeah, that was mine. I just ate the shit out of some ribs this week.
Do enjoy some ribs. Good rack of
I
ribs.
love ribs.
Yeah. Still want to
pretty-
try Andrews, but
Yeah.
Really good.
It's like a meat-filled episode here.
yeah, so much
Don't
meat,
Justin's watching all that stuff.
meat for days.
It's like
it's
like
Justin,
what's
Justin
the-
loves all the meats.
Pizza Hut,
Justin does love the meats.
the ultimate meats or whatever.
Meat sweats.
Ooh, TJ called you out, bro.
Yeah.
Smokes the meats.
All right, what's
Not
your
healthy.
snack, bro?
Well, I was going to mention what I had tonight, but then Tommy's said that he ate the ribs for 3 days in a row. And that made me realize that I ate a meal I made the other day for 4 days in a row because there's so much leftovers. I made a chicken white bean chili the other day with some
Sounds
good.
sweet cornbread.
That sounds good.
And there was just so much of it. And we hadn't gone to the grocery store. So for lunches, I've just been eating that for lunch for 4 days. And it's pretty good. It was basically chicken, white beans, onions. The mahi mahi?
Oh, no,
Okay, Justin's.
I can't read while I'm talking.
I thought you were done talking.
He was
Oh,
in the middle of speaking.
I will mention though that tonight I had Taco Bell's brand new, completely unique,
Whoa.
nothing they've ever
Taco
done.
Bell got new stuff?
Never, it's completely unique, nothing they've ever made.
Just say a
The
Spanish
triple double crunch wrap.
Triple
say
double
Spanish
crunch wrap?
word without meat, cheese, and
Yeah.
lettuce.
It was a tortilla with cheese, meat, and vegetables
Nice.
wrapped in a tortilla.
That's right.
Wrapped in a tortilla.
Tommy, would you like to read off some of the snacks in there?
Sure.
Very white voice. Very white.
I'm going to read one of the 1,000 messages our live viewers have posted for us. Killa Karma 87 made a steak, corn on the cob, boiled in crab, boiled seasoning, grammar, asparagus wrapped in bacon, then onions in a pan seared with cheese on top, and then scooped it and put it on the steak. And Chuckles for Real had mahi mahi.
Mm.
Yeah.
The food's so nice, they named it twice.
Damn.
That's right. It's so
That's
nice
an-
they named it
That's
twice.
a very expensive
Wow.
meal you got there.
Yeah.
And mahi isn't that expensive too?
Taco
Yeah.
Bell sunflower seeds. What? Terrible.
It's mahi is a good fish. It almost
It
eats
is.
like a snake because it's
Yeah,
a
is it?
thicker white.
That's
fish.
good. I like my. All right, guys. Well, let's go ahead and wrap it up. Tell the folks where we can find you.
Rickus.com. Rickus.
Break us out. Why
Done.
don't you go ahead and flex for the viewers again, Ricky? Yeah.
He worked out. today.
Pasty white. Look at my.
He worked out once.
Put your
so
arm up,
now
put your
he's-
arm up.
so now
Well,
he's-
I'm like farmer's tan, but
Yeah, but look at that.
Look, oh yeah, it
I'm
really
like-
shows up on here.
I'm
That's
glowy.
let's-
super farmer's
I'm
Let's
glowing.
tan.
see, like, I don't know that. I think I glow more than you guys.
Ooh.
I was like, the camera's not going to pick it up, and then I was like, that's more clear than in real life. It's like white and then brown.
In the 1500s, people will be seeking me out, bro. 'Cause I'm
Yeah.
Because you're so pale.
You're like
Fair.
rich and
No,
Yeah.
fair skin.
Fair
Yeah, 'cause you
skinned.
don't have to go out
Fair like the
Well-
moon. Fair like the moon.
Fair like the moon. Terrible. All right, Toby.
Toby _TND.
No way.
0 BI. I'm probably actually going to change that because I'm just tired of saying that. I'm just going to change it to just
Toby.
oh.
Yeah. Cool. Well, we got us. I posted up on the stream this time. So IG and Twitter, it's our Game Snacks show. And then website is gamesnacks.net. And go ahead and follow us on Twitch if you are not. So
Subscribe to the
that
podcast.
you can get that. And we're on the podcast. We're on Spotify now. So if you got that, that's fun.
Nothing helps
you've
us
got
more
a-
than subscription.
Right. So, and if you have an Apple product or an Amazon Echo, you could just ask Siri or your Echo to find us. You say play Game Snacks on podcast or on Spotify, and it will find us. It's pretty cool.
That's impossible. It can't be done.
It's done all the time.
No, it's not.
All the time.
Magic.
Fancy
Fancy.
schmancy.
You know, in the 1500s, you'd be killed.
I would be killed for
For
magic,
witchcraft.
but if no, I would float, so I would die. Yeah. She's a witch burner. All right, guys. Well, it has been fun.
Yeah, I need to go finish beating Spider.
I need to do stuff that are very important.
Ricky has.
Yeah.
He's
Oh.
gonna go sit next.
Listen, everybody. Tomorrow I will no longer be a phone club anymore. I'm going to try to iPhone.
Oh, me too. Just next, brothers.
You just rub your technology in it.
Oh, I got a discount on it.
Yeah. You
Drug
see it,
dealer.
guy or
Why won't I?
Let's just say it's black.
Game over.